First ever
Congratulations.
cup. How's it
Amazing, bro. Let it fly, baby.
The New York Knicks just ripped the Emirates NBA Cup straight out of San Antonio with a 124-113 win over the Spurs, and they did it by completely taking over the fourth quarter.
I think this was more important for the Knicks actually right now. Not saying that it wasn't important to San Antonio, but this was big for the New York Knicks. When we talk about what their ultimate goal is, how their season ended last year, what they want to do, what they represent, hanging that banner that they haven't hung. So this was big for them. They take nothing away from that, but
A ruthless 35-19 run slammed the door shut. No debate, no hesitation. When the lights were brightest, New York turned it up and locked in their third ever NBA Cup in convincing fashion. Now let's keep it honest for a second. This trophy hasn't exactly carried real weight yet. Just ask the first two teams that lifted it, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Both squads learned the hard way that this cup doesn't promise anything once the real pressure hits. The Lakers, of course, were the first team to ever win the in-season NBA Cup, and they treated it like the ultimate prize.
The Los Angeles Lakers win the first NBA Cup. They are champions of the inaugural in-season tournament.
They popped champagne, sprayed it everywhere, drank straight from the trophy, and even hung a banner like they had just secured a championship. The vibes were wild, the celebration was loud, and the moment felt huge. But fast forward to the playoffs, and all that energy disappeared real quick when they got sent home in the first round. That banner suddenly didn't hit the same. Then came the Milwaukee Bucks the very next season. They took down the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Cup final and followed the same script.
Now continues the rejuvenated Bucks, 13-3 in their last 16 games, win the second annual NBA Cup.
Trophy raised high, victory laps around the court, big smiles everywhere. And once again, the ending flipped fast. Another first-round playoff exit, another reminder that the cup alone doesn't mean survival when it matters most. Here's where things get crazy though. The Thunder, the same team that lost the cup final, came back later and won the NBA championship. That's a full plot twist. Losing the cup turned into fuel for something way bigger, completely flipping expectations on their head.
Love seeing that they took it serious. The cup has been a great addition, I thought. In the third year, it's been growing from year to year, and it's been an amazing run here. So it started really in the quarterfinals. Great 2 games on Saturday here in the semis, and tonight capped off with a physical game. So that was fun to watch. I'm happy for the Knicks. They well deserved there.
It means a lot. You know, we all played in the league a long time. When you go to the Garden, there's a special feeling. Those fans have been tormented for many years. They love their Knicks. They love their hoops in New York City, so I'm happy for them. Yeah.
And now we're back at it again with the Knicks stepping into the spotlight. New York just grabbed the Emirates Cup, but this time the energy feels different. And not in a small way. This doesn't feel like a moment built on hype alone. The Knicks are coming off an Eastern Conference Finals run, their first since the 1999 to 2000 season, snapping a 25-year drought that felt endless for this fan base. They didn't sneak into relevance. They kicked the door down. This season, they've carried that momentum straight through, sitting as the number 2 seed and just 2 games behind the Detroit Pistons for the top spot. They're pacing toward a monster 60-win season after already stacking back-to-back 50-win years. That kind of consistency hasn't been seen in New York since the early 90s, from 1992 to 1995, an era Knicks fans still talk about like it was yesterday. That wasn't just success, that was identity. This group isn't chasing a shiny trophy just to celebrate, they're hunting something real. The Knicks are dominating the Eastern Conference right now, owning the best net differential and the best SRS in the entire league by a wide margin.
This is a young team who I don't think anybody thought was going to be in this game tonight. And we talk about the Knicks, they were so resilient. They just kept playing, even though they were down most of the game. The Spurs did that as well. They played really, really hard. So, yes, congrats to the Knicks. That was unbelievable. They deserve it.
Turned the game around there, end of the third. Offense rebounding, Clarkson was great. So they really set themselves up to win in the fourth.
in a possession game for a young team, you can't give up 23 offensive rebounds.
Nope.
This was a possession game, neck and neck, back and forth. Those 23 offensive rebounds, I guarantee, when you go back, you don't watch anything on film. You just watch those offensive rebounds. That's what you watch tomorrow.
They also rank 4th in net rating, trailing only the Thunder, Rockets, and Nuggets. That's serious company. Jalen Brunson has officially crossed into superstar territory. Karl Anthony Towns has locked in as a legit second option. The role players stay active, aggressive, and connected. This team plays with balance, toughness, and real chemistry. They showed it again by clamping down defensively and holding San Antonio to just 41% shooting. The Spurs battled, no doubt doubt about it, but they came up short in the Emirates Cup final. They were missing Victor Wembanyama for much of the tournament, and even in this game, he came off the bench for the second straight time. That move worked before against Oklahoma City when he played only 20 minutes, but tonight it didn't matter. The Knicks weren't shaken at all. They adjusted, adapted, and shut everything down. And even though the final score looks comfortable, it doesn't tell the full story. This wasn't a blowout. This was a chess match played at full speed.
I think we struggled more as a team, so that probably played a part in that. You know, we gave up a lot of offensive rebounds, which hurt us getting out in transition. And I thought there was just a couple times offensively. We got a little bit in a rush or in a hurry. When we played with the appropriate pace, but with the right spacing and the right tempo, we got some really good looks and we missed them. And I think it was probably more of a team thing than I thought Victor was individually struggling.
This game was two completely different basketball worlds crashing into each other on the same floor. San Antonio came in pushing speed, freedom, and non-stop flow, while the Knicks showed up ready to grind with control, precision, and raw power. From the opening tip, the Spurs made their plan obvious. Fast tempo, quick decisions, constant ball movement, and attacking before New York's defense could get fully set. De'Aaron Fox was the engine behind that chaos. He sliced through defenders, forced rotations, and kept the Knicks scrambling early. Meanwhile, Wembanyama's insane range stretched New York's defense thin for most of the first half, pulling bigs out of position and opening lanes. For a while, it actually worked. San Antonio dictated pace and controlled the rhythm early, but the Knicks never panicked, not for a second. They stayed calm, stayed disciplined, and trusted their blueprint. Instead of trying to run with the Spurs, New York slowed the entire game down. They tightened their half-court sets and made every possession count. Jalen Brunson ran the offense with surgical control, reading the floor, making clean decisions, and refusing to force hero shots. OG Anunoby punished lazy closeouts and made San Antonio pay from deep. Karl Anthony Towns brought real muscle inside, owning the glass and putting pressure on every Spurs big for 3 straight quarters. It turned into a tug of war, with neither side fully breaking away. Every run was answered, every push met with resistance. Then came the fourth quarter, and that's when everything changed. The Knicks flipped the switch. New York turned the game into a physical, methodical grind. Every possession became a test of patience. Every trip down the floor felt heavy. They milked the shot clock, moved the ball until the perfect look appeared, and forced the Spurs to defend longer and harder than they could handle. It wasn't flashy at all. It was cold, calculated dominance that slowly ripped San Antonio's rhythm apart. By the time the clock kept winding down, it was clear this wasn't just about winning a cup. This was a statement. The Knicks showed they've leveled up and they're not chasing temporary trophies anymore. During that stretch, Jalen Brunson completely took control of the game. He dictated the pace like a master conductor, calm, deliberate, and always 2 steps ahead. Every adjustment San Antonio tried, Brunson had an answer ready. When double teams came, he calmly kicked it out to open shooters. When the Spurs stayed home, he attacked one-on-one, finding soft spots and creating clean looks late in the clock. His confidence never dipped, and his control turned the Knicks offense into a well-oiled machine. OG Anunoby came alive in the fourth and made sure the Spurs couldn't lock in on Brunson alone. His timely buckets, aggressive drives, and smooth perimeter shooting kept New York unpredictable. Every time San Antonio collapsed on Brunson, Anunoby made them pay. Meanwhile, Karl Anthony Towns was doing serious work inside, cleaning the glass, extending possessions, and shutting down second chance opportunities. Rebounding turned into the real game changer. The Knicks hustled for every loose ball, grabbed extra possessions, and slowly wore the Spurs down. That edge on the board stripped San Antonio of their rhythm. The fast breaks that fueled them early dried up. De'Aaron Fox couldn't find those easy lanes anymore, and Wembanyama was forced to operate farther out against a defense already set and waiting. The lead didn't explode in one huge run. It grew quietly, possession by possession, built on discipline, strength, and smart basketball. By the middle of the fourth quarter, it was obvious the Knicks had taken full command of this game. This final was a reminder of one simple truth about elite basketball. Talent and speed by themselves don't win championships, period. The teams that last are the ones that can adjust on the fly, slow the tempo, and take control when the pressure hits its peak. The Spurs showed heart and real promise, but when it mattered most, the Knicks dictated everything. That calm, controlled composure is exactly what carried New York to the cup. Victor Wembanyama had just looked unreal in the previous game against the Thunder. Coming off the bench, he posted a +21 in only 20 minutes as San Antonio pulled off a huge win, his His energy flipped the entire tone of that matchup and made the Spurs feel unstoppable. But against the Knicks, the story completely changed. In 24 minutes on the floor, Wembanyama finished with a -18, the lowest mark for either team. San Antonio was outscored by 18 points during his minutes, a clear sign that the rhythm just wasn't there. It was a shocking contrast from his last performance, and a reminder of how unpredictable this young Spurs squad still is. Even so, this isn't something for San Antonio to be embarrassed about. They battled hard for long stretches and stood toe-to-toe with one of the hottest teams in basketball. The Spurs actually went into the fourth quarter with a 5-point lead and stayed locked in deep into the final minutes. With 3:55 left on the clock, it was still just a 3-point game. That's pushing a contender to the brink. Wembanyama not looking fully himself makes sense too. He's still working back from the leg injury that kept him out for 12 games earlier this season. You can see the flashes, the length, the timing, the touch. All of it is still there, but the stamina and fluid movement aren't fully back yet, and that's normal. This is part of the growing process for a player already being asked to carry the future of an entire franchise. The Spurs know the truth. With Wembanyama healthy and confident, their ceiling jumps fast. This team is still at the early stages of something that could become special. Their core is young, raw, and fearless, led by a player who could end up redefining how the modern game is played. That said, Wembanyama's health remains the biggest variable right now. In his rookie season, he appeared in around 70 games, but that number dropped to just 46 the following year. This season, he's already missed about half the schedule. Against the Thunder, he looked like a force of nature, blocking shots, stretching the floor, and impacting both ends. Against the Knicks, he looked gassed, still adjusting, still searching for that edge. Here's what really makes the Spurs story impressive though. Even without Wembanyama, they've stayed dangerous. They beat the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers earlier in this tournament without him. Then they knocked off the Thunder with Wembanyama playing limited minutes. That isn't luck. That's depth, discipline, and a system that works. This young group has shown poise well beyond their years. They've made one thing clear. Once Wembanyama gets fully healthy and settled, this franchise has the potential to rise fast into real championship contention. Still, tonight just wasn't their night. This one belonged to the Knicks from start to finish. New York showed exactly why they've been one of the toughest teams in the league all season long. Their defense smothered San Antonio's rhythm, their stars delivered when it mattered, and their composure never cracked for a second. The Knicks earned every piece of this win, and with that, they officially claimed the title of Emirates NBA Cup champions. To the victor go the spoils, and tonight those spoils belong to New York. This Knicks rise doesn't feel like a fluke or a quick hot streak. It feels like the start of something real and lasting. Right now, the Knicks hold the 4th best odds to win the NBA championship, trailing only the Oklahoma City Thunder, Denver Nuggets, and Houston Rockets. And honestly, those odds make sense. This team has balance, a clear identity, and real hunger. They're not just here to make noise, they're here to rewrite their story. With Jalen Brunson leading like a seasoned star, Karl Anthony Towns controlling the paint, and a defense that locks in when the pressure spikes, New York looks ready to take that next step. The jump from contender to finals threat feels closer than ever. If they get there, the road won't be easy. Whoever waits on the other side will bring long odds and serious pressure, but that's nothing new for this city. New York lives for the underdog role, and maybe that's exactly where this team wants to be. Overlooked, underestimated, and ready to shock the basketball world once again. Now it's on you. Are the Knicks for real this time, or did the Spurs just run out of gas late? Was Wembanyama's quiet night just rust, or is there something deeper going on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Every opinion matters, and I appreciate all of them. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit the like button, share it with other Hoops fans, and subscribe to Ballscope for more NBA stories, drama, and deep dives. There's plenty more heat waiting for you on the channel, so go check it out. Appreciate you watching. Catch you next time.